And welcome back to your favorite show, HS Game Time Live. And just a reminder that we are on Facebook. I've got it open right now. We just asked if anyone has any questions or comments. And they say they want us to go live with Centennial and North next week. They think it's going to be a huge collision. So I told them we'd toss around the idea and see what we could do. But we're very excited about Centennial and North next week. All right, week 4 in the books. Here's our star performers. Joseph Ajegbi from Norco, another big night on the ground, 11 carries, 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Temecula Valley running back Ryan Smith, he had 149 yards on just 16 carries, a couple scores. Murrieta Valley quarterback Andrew Blake, 258 through the air and 3 touchdowns. Davian Payne, I guess we could put his name on this list probably every week, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns for Citrus Hill. Ryan Bird for Lakeside. Lakeside gets a win. Ryan Bird, a big reason why, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns for Bird. Galen Maxey from Carter, he ran for 205 touchdowns. Big night for him and Carter. Santana Gonzalez from Jurupa Valley, 21 carries, 247 yards, 3 touchdowns. Some amazing stat lines tonight. Austin Taylor from Calvary Murrieta, he had 225 on the ground, 4 touchdowns. Reggie Kelly from Ramona, he had 5 touchdowns for the Runnin' Rams tonight. And those are our star performers for week number 4, and for good reason. Some of those stat lines were crazy. And just as crazy is what happened at Yucaipa tonight. And we have, from out of the dog pound, they let him out, the prep dog. He was at the game, Yucaipa taking on Beaumont. And the final score, prep dog, it was Yucaipa 42-zip. But tell us what happened, because I guess all the action happened at the end, right?
It's 28-zip.
It was 28-zip?
28-zip.
Oh, we have a wrong score. We had 42-zip. But we'll change that. So 28-zip on the full screen scoreboard.
Yeah, but it was 0-0 entering the fourth quarter. And Yucaipa forced a couple of turnovers, got some quick scores, tacked on a touchdown at the end with like 22 seconds left. So it was actually a much closer game than the score would indicate.
Was it Beaumont playing up and battling Yucaipa, or was Yucaipa just kind of shooting themselves in the foot for 3 quarters?
Not at all. Beaumont was playing up. They came out in a double wing, which really surprised Yucaipa. They were able to keep Yucaipa's offense off the field. Beaumont's defense really rose up and made a lot of stops. It was kind of a battle of punts and field position throughout much of the game until the fourth quarter when Yucaipa broke it open.
So Yucaipa's 5-0 so far on the season. How long will this winning streak continue?
I think it could go. They could go 9-0 heading into the finale with Rev, which would be sort of neighboring schools and towns facing off against each other. But I mean, they both have a long ways to go.
And I don't want to drag volleyball in the mix, but Yucaipa did knock off Rev for that 65-match CBL winning streak. So maybe the rivalry's already brewing between Yucaipa and Redlands East Valley for their fall sports teams. But that would be exciting. The last week of the regular season with the CBL title on the line, Yucaipa and Redlands East Valley. But as you said, Yucaipa still has to get through a couple other teams, including Redlands, who's 1-4, but they're probably not your typical 1-4 team.
Kind of makes you shake your head a little bit, though, the way Beaumont held Yucaipa down. I mean, Beaumont could have gone ahead with a 30-yard field goal in the first half. They could have led at halftime, heading into the fourth quarter, really. And it wasn't until the final 12 minutes that Yucaipa kind of bust loose in a game that they were really expected to dominate. So it kind of makes you wonder a little bit about Yucaipa, but I think also that Beaumont, with the gutsy effort, had a lot to do with that and that surprising double wing offense.
So Yucaipa is 5-0. They were number 10 in our HSGT rankings before this 28-0 victory against Beaumont. So do you think they stay in the top 10, or even though it's a solid shutout victory, still maybe not enough to convince the fine folks in our Press Enterprise newsroom to keep them in that top 10?
I'm kind of a proponent of, if you've got a spot in the top 10 and you win, they won. Granted, they struggled, but they won by 4 touchdowns. So I wouldn't be inclined to move them out.
Our top 3, Vista Murrieta coming up with that big win against Crespi. And then Redlands East Valley also with a solid win at Chino Hills. Centennial looks like they beat Poly 48-6, although that score could have been higher. So maybe our top three are solidified, but there may be some jockeying in position between those three schools.
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
So you've seen Redlands East Valley in action, right?
Right.
So does Yucaipa have a shot, or do they need like a perfect storm to everything kind of line up to knock off the Wildcats, who have only given up 12 points in 4 games, 3 shutouts?
It was kind of hard to judge Rev the night that I saw them because although they were able to run at will on San Gorgonio, they chose to work on their passing game. So you had a game that was like close for a half that really shouldn't have been. Yucaipa would have to play a heck of a lot better than they did tonight to have a chance to knock Rev off, I think.
Well, I would love to see it. I would love to see them both undefeated. Final week of the regular season before the playoffs with the CBL title on the line.
We could probably arrange to have you there.
I would love to be there. Be the honorary coin toss person or something like that.
If you're not busy catching possum or whatever you do over there in Redlands.
See, that's why people need to follow me on Facebook, because I talk about the possums we catch in Redlands and and the whooping cranes that hang out in our in the pool. So, but we also we like to talk about football as well on Facebook. So we have the Facebook HS Game Time Live page up right now. So if you have a question for Prep Dog or just a comment, people are very excited about this all Huskies battle next week between Centennial and North. What do you think, Prep Dog, with North? Pretender, contender? What do you think heading into this battle with Centennial?
Well, you've got to like Centennial just on tradition, reputation. They seem to be playing better as the season progresses. But I think North is they're the real deal. I mean, they have playmakers all over the field. Georgie is a tremendous quarterback. Guys like Aaron Peck running around out there. They're going to score some points. Can they score enough points? Will they be strong enough in the trenches to battle Centennial? I'm not really sure. And I haven't seen Centennial play. But that's a game that, heck, I'd like to see it.